Hello, Proxy Table Gaming fans, PTG, fans of Lucky Sixes,
Hello.
and I'm Hyper Genius. Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe you might be. It's
Might be.
it's likely.
Hmm.
It is likely.
It's a possibility.
You're the bookie's favourite for Hyper G.
Yeah, well, that's true. There aren't many other Gs or that are all that hyper. So
It's
yeah,
true. It's true.
what a load of rubbish. What are we on about, eh? It's been a long day, hasn't it?
Been a long day, but here we
Yeah,
are for
yeah.
round two of Clash.
Clash,
I
Clash Bandicoot,
managed
baby.
to. I think scrape is the right term. A win
Mm.
off my round one opponent, and I for my sins I get tanker
Yes,
round two.
and you're a lucky boy.
And Dread Elves. I'm not too big on the Dread Elves matchup in
Okay.
general, but um,
Why?
I don't know. I'm not too confident on it, I guess, in terms of knowing what everything does,
Hmm.
especially with its magic, because there's so many options for different magics.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't tend to. Sometimes with armies, you go right. I know what sort of thing it does, what things to look out for, and I don't really with that. Especially when you're tanker, and you pick whatever you want really. This is my list.
Yeah.
Uh, Double vampire count, Killy Lords, Shrieking Horror, some Vampire Knights, and Dark Coach with a load of chaff going along with. I guess ghouls can be considered a threat as well.
Oh,
Within
absolutely.
that,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess so. Um, Moving on to his list, he's got just spam alert, everybody.
Tanker spam. Yeah.
Uh, three chariots, three repeater batteries, some gorgons, two lots of Souvenir Guard, two lots of Selexia auxiliaries, so the pew pews, and a big unit spears. Um,
I would say that this is more normal than a normal tanker list.
yeah, kind of. I mean, I guess for Dread Elves as well, this seems to be what's coming out as some of the big
Yeah, you got your
winners of the
600
book.
points on the batteries, which are just always there in
Yeah,
every Red Elves list. And then you've got one or two units of the elite infantry. And then you've got a version of the core.
gorgons are always there.
Gorgons
Yeah,
always go in there, a version of the core. The only thing really unexpected in this, which isn't unexpected to me because I would play it, is a Temple Exile.
sure.
I haven't really seen anyone really play them much.
Yeah, again,
So
he's not that much. He has got Shield Breaker, which is a bit annoying for me because my two lords
yeah,
that want to go in against him obviously have armor as their main thing. Two Binding Scrolls as well, surprisingly bad for me because of the important Arise. Although I do have four Arises, which is kind of where I go with the list. So
yeah,
be interested to see that. And obviously Evocation, he can snipe the hell out of me. I'm not
certainly
too bothered
can.
about alchemy. I've got the for quick clash and whatever. Uh, the spear's not great. I know I've got knights, but realistically they get healed. So I always look for where the threats are against my lords really, and really it's
Hmm.
evocation. The Gorgons at AP10, brutal, and the repeat batteries. I can't really go in against them uh, with solo anyway. So
Sure.
we played Counter Thrust and Secure Target. So there's that, and this was after movement because I got so excited I was playing tanker. I mean, also we talked quite a bit over the last 6 months, me and tanker, and it was good to get a game in. We have played actually with my vampires, ironically, about 3 years ago. One of
You
the
took on his warriors, didn't you?
yeah.
When he was using cavalry
Yeah,
units.
so at least this time he doesn't have loads of armor, which is
Mm.
good. But yeah, so I dropped for first when I could because we did one, two, three.
Yeah, with counter thrust. Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, so on the left to right, I've got dogs, Donny Dark Coach, Vampire Knights, Shrieking Horror in the middle, ghouls, two looters of zombies with my Necro General on the right unit, and the chaff just to the right of them. Just making sure that I can march with everything.
Yeah.
The one I can't with, ironically, is the Shrieking Horror from this position. However, I could if I move the Dark Coach and etc.
Yeah, sure. I'm guessing that the direwolf on the hill is one of your lords who just couldn't balance, right?
No, the direwolf on the hill is where my Dark Coach actually is.
Oh, I see. Fair enough.
The terrain was very, very nice at Clash. It just wasn't the most practical for our stuff. So it's actually over there facing that way. He was originally in the middle, along with my Lance Vampire, who is now sitting by the hill, sorry, by the house.
No, now I see him actually. I hadn't spotted him before. So
and I'll move us so that the audience can see where Killy Killerson is.
Oh right, yeah. No, I'd spotted him, but I hadn't
yes,
spotted
he's
the house.
right on the flank. So I put my Killy Killerson on the right so that I had because obviously I didn't know where he would drop, and my Lord in the middle. My thought was that my Lord in the middle could go on either side and do whatever he wants, and the one on the right just I needed some sort of threat with my scoring because of the secure target. So my plan before he puts down is to go all in for the one on the right. Make sure I can get that by the end of the game, and have some stuff on the left to pressure the one on the in the middle, which is where I put that one down. So he deploys as such. So he's got Gorgons on the left, Chariot, unit of Obsidian Guard, 3 repeater batteries, and 2 chariots on the hill.
It's a very handily placed hill there,
isn't it?
It's a
nice hill. He chose sides. So that big unit spears, then auxiliaries with the Alchemy Magin, Obsidian Guard, and some more auxiliaries. So he puts that down, then I go, and this is the end of my movement phase.
Sure.
Really.
Yeah.
Kind of want to bluff with the Shrieking Horror.
Yeah.
I'm out of range. It should be for the most part, I'm out of range 29 inches from his repeater batteries.
Yeah.
With anything that's important.
Yeah. I mean, you could evaporate a chariot every turn as well, but
yeah, well, I could, but only once, and then he just brings the world on me.
Well, sure.
And I can't take 24 strength 5 hits on my Shrieking Horror. He just doesn't survive. So
no.
Yeah, like there might be gaps later on. Ideally, I'd like to get rid of one of the repeated batteries with him, and then there's less shots at me, and if I can, try and weather something else, But so we'll see. I'm kind of bluffing with him on there, and same with the Knights as well. The Knights are just there to soak up some damage and then get behind the hill and hopefully maybe get healed. Although my plan kind of backfires because all my healing is on the right, so maybe could have planned that better. But I did have one of my lords over there. But I decided that I think Killerson can take everything on the right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Obsidian Guard is a little bit more of a tricky customer.
They're only AP. I obviously thought about that, and I've left. I think I've left the charge, but he's only AP 2.
So you'd be 3 up with a lucky charm.
3 up, and he's only strength 4, so he's wounding. Obviously with Dread Elves.
Yeah, wounded on 4s instead of 5s.
But yeah, I was going over my head. I was like, I think he's all right. There's no ranks anyway.
Yeah.
Not particularly. I don't think there's many standards. I think it's just in the spear unit. That's the only combat res unit there. So if I go into everything, yes, I'll be challenged, but am I actually bothered by it? Sure. I don't know. So seeing this, I went for it, really. I pushed him up 16 inches so that everything was in my front. The lance goes there so that the spears can't charge him, but everything else can, and he's got a bit of cover from the repeat batteries. And that's probably why he's over there and not there in the middle to heal the knights,
Sure.
So yeah, I move. My Dark Coach was in the middle, but moves that side of the Vampire Knights because of the Gorgons. When he puts his Gorgons there, I'm like, you know what? I'm really happy because Gorgons are really good against knights because they'll just AP 10 them.
Yeah.
However, my Dark Coach has that 4-up Aegis, so I'm not too bothered about that. And because he's a bit bigger, I think it's wounding me on 5s rather than 4s.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
So I think the Dark Coach is a pretty good anti-Gorgon utility for me. And if I'm honest, if he just survives over there and kills the Gorgons, he's had a good game.
Yeah.
So not necessarily impacting everything else, but yeah. So I kind of just move up like this. I'll chaff the spears all day. That's my plan, just so that they don't have anything else.
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see which way they go, which spoil they go, which target they go for as well.
And again, moving my ghouls up like this, I'm more protecting than anything. I want to go for the one on the right, and maybe if I have a bit of scoring and stuff. But if the spears go right, I do have 2 scoring on the left with my knights and my.
Well, that's it. Then you potentially push. Yeah,
I've got options, but then I'm saying this as if I'm controlling the game. Tanker knows exactly what's happening.
Of course, well, absolutely.
So
yeah,
we shall see. But that's my plan anyway, and that's my thought process really behind it. Is that you
got this as your thought process.
Well, what I thought was
on for a 20 straight away.
I think my lords can kill most of his stuff apart from the spears. As long as I keep them away from the repeater batteries, I think it's all right. And I need to go all in order. I can't half-ass it. So get them both over there, and let's see.
Start swinging. Okay.
Bring the game to Tanker.
I
get loads of arises, 2 lots of arises off to buff up my zombies. So happy days.
Yeah, which makes them nearly competent scoring units.
Yeah, they're massive. So unfortunately for me, on the right, we'll stick to the right to start off with. He was able to march past my arc, and that I was so annoyed. It's an inch back.
Yeah, possibly a little. Well, I don't want to say careless because that makes it sound harsh on you.
It absolutely was. So I was so annoyed because it got him out of dodge of what I thought.
They can march and shoot as well, can't they?
They can march and shoot. Yeah.
Not that you really care about bats and zombies, but still.
Yeah. I'm not sure they can actually. I'm not sure they can march and shoot.
No, there is no. Actually, no, probably.
But yeah,
either way,
sets up counter charges on that side with all things, and yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated that I've allowed that because he's just marched 10 there, right? So
has he put you in the front of his obsidian guard as well?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that too much.
No. But he's got ranks there now.
Yeah, he's got ranks, but also he's got spears just there. So.
Oh yes, I didn't see them.
Facing them, that's the main charge. Once again, so it happened in my first game. It's happening now. He's realised I have absolutely no range threat, so his wizard doesn't even need to be in a bunker. So that's the Evo wizard. So he's going to have free reign just to punk the whole game, and having that threat is. On me not having that threat because he's just making sure he's outside of the shrieking horrors thing. It I think gives him a bit of an advantage, or gives my opponent a bit of an advantage once they realise that anyway. Because that's twice wizards have just popped out of their units. So
just waving at your army.
Wizards just being able to do anything and stay safe the whole game is that's probably a quite big downfall of this list, I think. On the left, his Gorgons come up tentatively, and he doesn't really move in the centre because he didn't have to. So he just moves like that.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of the repeater batteries is that they can move and still shoot. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is Evo and some shooting. He D3'd my
Touch of the Reaper.
Lord on the left, despite me trying to dispel it. So I'm lucky to him survive, but at the same time, I left on my dice to try and dispel it. He hastened the Howard, my Killerson, and then just shot my things. Don't care about the chaff because
so they might have marched and shot then, possibly.
Quite possibly, yeah. But they also have the other auxiliaries.
The other crossbows as well, yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's what his magic face can do in a turn. So I need to be really careful, really.
Yeah.
He shoots off 1 wound with all 3 of his things, which I'm pretty happy about. They did all have to move, to be fair, so moved in long range, so hitting on 5s, and then wounded on 4s. So, and then I've got some armor because they're only AP2. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy because I'm like, well, I can take that all game. I can take that hide.
It does look pretty intimidating though. That block of dread elves, doesn't it?
There's a lot. There's a lot there.
I mean, I know the spears aren't actually facing forward, which is, makes it slightly deceiving, but still.
For me, is everything is AP2 apart from the guys on top of the chariots who are AP3.
So you've got your 3 up armor on you.
So I've got a decent amount of armor. I just, I can't take them all in at once, and I need to charge. And so there's a bit of a Mexican standoff going on there. I charge flank here, hoping to.
Okay, so there is that. Yeah.
So there are counter charges. I'm hoping to chaff the main counter charges from the spears, which is my plan all game. Just chaff them all game.
Yeah. Sure.
The Lord obviously has fear, and they are out of their general and all the BSB bubbles. So I'm hoping to pop them on a steadfast test.
Okay.
I think they're 8 down to 7, so it's a reasonable chance that they fail that. And if not, then I'm hoping to chaff what I can.
You're gonna Whispers of the Veil them as well. Have you got that one?
No, I don't have that. I don't have that. So which it would have been useful, but I always go for rerolls to hit in this one because if against elves, I don't need to wound, don't need help with that. So just rerolls to hit.
Gotcha.
This is the remainder of my movement, and
you made it into the charge then.
So I got it in. A lovely day, but it wasn't. It was a 6 or something. It wasn't far.
Yeah, sure.
I on the left hand side chaff the Gorgons and prepare the counter charge. So there you go. The knights just come back to get a little bit of cover from on the hill. In that position, because if you're on it and not center, you get some cover.
Right. Yeah, and you can still see over it.
You can still see. I don't really agree with the rule, but tanker being tanker sort of told me that.
Well, yeah,
you just
absolutely.
want to get some cover. All right, fair play. Yeah. Shrieking Horror comes back, just ready. He's just ready to get something that comes close. Really, he doesn't want to be shot. He's 510 points. So if he goes anywhere near anywhere, then he's going to be killed.
I mean, like we're very much saying, tanker would absolutely know that your Shrieking Horror can't march at this point. Oh, yeah,
for sure.
So, the closest bubble is your general, isn't it? And that's in the Necro and the right zombies, if I can spot his hat.
He is, yeah. He's moved over a bit so that he can 12-inch... what's it called?
Ancestral Aid.
No.
Arise.
It's part of the Arise. Gates of the Netherworld.
Sure, yeah, to heal a wound.
Because he got 2 goes at it, really, with the Rise. But yeah, and my Lord goes right at the top there. I chaff the spears. I do make it somewhat of a mistake, though, in that, and I'll tell you rather than allow you to guess. That I don't chaff the Obsidian Guard.
No. So you are relying on that steadfast failing.
Yeah, and it soon becomes very apparent that I'm relying on it because I forget in the movement phase. There's no reason why really Killison couldn't have chaffed them.
No, because if you're not bothered about them charging him anyway.
Because it would only be them that could charge him as well. And with no counter charges, I don't think it'd be terrible. He'd have to charge 2 ranks probably. And I'd have all the wounds. So
plus, if the Obsidian Guard did charge, they'd be out of line of sight of Killy.
Yeah. So it's interesting. If I get the break though, it shouldn't be a problem.
Of course.
And I just sort of like peter around with the rest of the units.
Yeah.
Here's the charge. I don't think that's.
He's heal the wound there.
Oh yeah, feel the wound. That's from himself.
So yes, because I'm guessing Gates of the Netherworld, Arise got dispelled.
So he binding scrolled the one that I could.
Sure. You could do Gates on. Yeah. So the Necro's Arise was.
Yeah, and that was it. So I'll go back, and this is after combat. I kill his champion, and he.
Oh, that's after combat.
Yeah, okay. He holds. So that was annoying. I didn't get the vampiric. So we shall see. Bit of spot of bother there, actually.
Yeah.
Also a spot of bother being on the hill. I actually present my flank. You know, he needs an 11, but he's got 2 goes at it.
Yeah.
So
And he's on the hills. Yeah.
and
So
he's on it. And
4 goes at it.
no, he won't. He doesn't quite get a
Is he
reroll because he's
slight
had to
off the
move
hill?
forward. Yeah.
Okay.
But he can see me, and
I see that.
yeah.
He's got his 11 on the dice ready
Yes, he is. Yeah.
as well.
So yeah. Again, hoping he doesn't get it. He charges over here as well, which is I guess I could have moved up, but I don't think I would have given it an extra inch. Looking at it.
At what point did you think, that's a threat? When he declared the charge, or
no, in my after my movement phase, when I've started doing the magic, I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, because you're not even on that side of the auxiliaries, are you? You're actually closer to the obsidian guard, possibly by half an inch, whether that mattered or not.
So they have charge, flank, big flank, and I get blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So there
Rumble.
You go. Yeah. This was an interesting one, and I took a picture of it. He declared a charge. Thankfully for me, he failed it, and because I don't have another picture of it. But so I am in his front arc, but on the
what's charging what? The chariot.
The chariot, yeah, the chariot charges my dark
Donny.
So he's in my flank, but I am in his front arc. Obviously, the house is there. And there is nowhere on the base that he can see me within 45 degrees. However, you can see my thing is in the front arc, and as long as you can, from the front of the base, draw a line from his model to mine, despite it being more than 45 degrees, then it counts as seeing it. And it's something I didn't know. I thought I was safe. And
line of sight's a tricky one. I mean, I mainly come across that when like war machines are shooting, like if any part of their base can see something that they can see. But yeah.
So interesting. It sort of makes single models a bit better because obviously you can only do it from measure part of the base to part of the base. But if you go from the furthest point, you can actually draw a line. And it's very, very close. But not.
Is that the first time your old extended chassis has come into effect as well?
Yeah, it probably is. It probably
good is. Old. We still don't really know whether you got given the wrong bases or you put it on the wrong base when you made that model, do we?
But yeah. So watch out, folks. It's not always 45 degrees. There is more when you sort of go past it. But thankfully for me, he failed that one.
I mean, I think that if that had succeeded, I reckon you're not really in trouble as such. You might take a couple of wounds and then kill it over 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, sure.
But on its own, but it does lock you in place, and the gorgons are then a problem. So
he only needed a 9 as well, I believe, to get it. But it doesn't charge the dogs into the gorgons, so that's interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, he does, however, get in with one of his chariots on the vampire knights, which is more a problem.
Annoying.
Yeah, because he'll be able to march right up, and I've got no.
And it'll take you 2 rounds of combats to kill it if you can.
Yeah.
By which time another one, possibly 2 more, come in.
Yeah.
If they want to. So
that's not good. Over here, the obsidian card come in, and I'm just hoping I can do loads of wounds.
Lots. I'm guessing they've got a champion as well, though.
They do, yeah. They do. Yeah. This is his remaining moves. He moves up quite aggressively with the chariot and the obsidian guard on the left, basically to try and double down on his 11 charge that he got. He did have 2 chances at it, to be fair, though. The spears sort of kind of just say where they are. They're not really bothered, really.
No.
Over here, his Evo chap gets Hasten the Hour on. I let Hasten the Hour go off. And he's
lesser of 2 evils,
yeah. He doesn't get any more, so at least I'm survived. Although one of his bolt throws does shoot and does no wounds. Or maybe it does do a wound. Maybe this is the turn it does a wound. So yeah.
Retracts the single bead of sweat to 2.
Yeah,
2 beads of sweat.
So he has him the hour and then he did do the wound. I thought it was the turn after, actually. So there you go.
Yeah, fair enough. You were right to, if you're letting off Hasten the Hour, you have a chance of stopping Touch the Reaper.
Yes.
Because Touch the Reaper can kill that model in one go. So,
So this sort of, because I lost him as well, it sort of doubles down on the mistake,
Mhm.
and I think that the mistake is more of a hindsight mistake.
Sure.
But yeah, if I'd have gone in front of the Obsidian Guard, only the Obsidian Guard could have charged me, and I would have
Yeah.
been shot and evoed. So I'd at least
Yeah.
have had a chance in combat. So gutted, really. Over to combat, and oh my god, Killison's brother
Oh.
goes mental on the Obsidian
Pulled
Guard.
it out.
Kills
Okay.
I
6.
want to say 6, yeah, but it might. I'm not sure whether it's more.
So he didn't issue a duel?
He didn't, which was odd. I think he wanted it for later, but I don't know why he wanted it for later. And I just tore up a load of Obsidian Guard. He didn't do any wounds to me at all, and I gained. Well, no, I didn't gain one.
Yeah.
But it meant that he failed. He needed to test. So again with fear, he's on 7s all round.
Yeah.
And he passes.
Okay. I mean, obviously we know Tanker knows best, obviously.
Yeah.
But that is curious.
It is. Perhaps he thought, well, the thing is, he's got so many attacks with the Obsidian Guard.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, the idea is, so if I go and kill his champion, I do 4.
Yeah,
he's got
through one with
charge,
overkill. Yeah.
flank, big flank, and rank. So he draws.
I thought he'd gone to 5 wide the turn before, but
I thought he had,
because I think this is after his reform.
So he maybe crumbled
2
by
ranks?
1, maybe 2.
I thought he had 2 ranks at that point because he started at 20
so,
and you hadn't killed any.
Potentially does. So I don't know. Ironically, as well, the auxiliaries, they might have passed their break test, but they failed their fear test and their reform test.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's the wrong one to fail.
Yeah. You can just chew them up all day if you need to.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind them failing all that. They can pass all them. They want you to just pass. They just need to fail their break test. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
But a load of break tests passed, and we stick there. Which. Yeah.
So zombie flank charge?
Maybe. Over here, he does 3 wounds to me. I don't do any to him. And
that's quite heavy. Yeah.
Impact hits, strength 6 hits. He's got
6?
raptors, remember,
Gosh.
so they're lethal strike, some of them. So it's just a sad place for my vampire knights to be, and a bit annoying. If I'd been off the hill, I would have been safe at least, and we could have had a stand.
Well, I mean, Tanker did tell you to put them there.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe
yeah,
maybe gamed, but he also told me exactly where to put things, so I'm safe. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Over here, this is end of my turn, so I've healed a wound. Not much happens in terms of that. From what I can remember. But yeah, I heal a wound and go to town again. Again, he's not challenging. So
are we sure he's got champion in the Obsidian Guard?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought he did. Yeah.
So yeah, and he holds everything. Again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe this turn he's got a spear charge into your rear.
Yeah.
If he wants to.
It's
not guaranteed.
In a strange turn of fate, though, my vampire knights don't take a single wound, do 3 wounds. he flees, I overrun, and I catch him. Yes.
Wow, okay.
They're out of dodge of the Obsidian Guard. Obviously, they've got the chariot, though, that can come in and do exactly the same. But at least they've got some points, man. In some crazy turn of events. And you can see the 11 that I rolled to run right up to here. Chase him down and catch him. So
it's a shame, really. He didn't overrun. I'm not sure even a 12 wouldn't have got it by the looks, but still.
But yeah, I mean, I did turn to face. I did have all that, so a load of attacks at strength 5, and I killed him. So happy days.
Yeah.
On his turn, so he charges.
Try again.
Obviously, if he does another 3 wounds, I'm in a pretty bad spot.
You haven't got healing over there. Like
he finally charges over here to just accepts that my guy's going to go in because I moved. Basically, he didn't charge, so I obviously didn't. But he moved in Gorgons into a place where I couldn't charge him with the with the Dark Ghost unless the guys go in, and I weren't doing that. So I just chaffed him again, but made sure that because he's not like troops, he couldn't get out, and he's basically just gone to get some points. He fails. So he did charge the rear.
Did charge that, yeah.
And
you see, I know how the pros work.
He failed a. I want to say it was a 9 or a 10.
I was going to say it was a 8.
It was it was a slightly above average roll that he needed, and he failed it. Gillison's brother is there.
Got another guy, yeah.
Live another day. So this is the state of play. You can see my shrieking horrors going over there. Ghouls did move up last time, just to put some pressure on, I guess. But they certainly don't like the repeat batteries, so we'll see. But this is his turn, so as you can see, he doesn't really move around much. He moves his Obsidian Guard to mop up what will be of the Vampire Knights, he's hoping.
Yeah, sure.
And the Chariot just goes to support as well. I guess they're looking towards going to the Ghouls. Tanker did say that the Ghouls would be able to take that, and I don't disagree because I have so many bodies, right? And I do lots of attacks and stuff back at him. He does so many to me, so I'm not expecting to be there long, but I might be all right in terms of taking a charge and then counter-charging if I can with anything. Maybe the Shrieking Horror in his flank. So yeah, interesting. The Shrieking Horror isn't bad against them because they have strength 4, but I have that in my head and I go, yeah, actually it's not bad because I'll be winning on 6s, but actually they're not, are they? They're winning on 5s because of Dread Elfness.
Yes.
Which I kept forgetting throughout the battle for different things.
I'm guessing on the right flank. I mean, obviously I didn't really say it seriously, but the zombie flank charge into the auxiliaries, was that not on last time?
It was.
I know they're only zombies, but you're only charging auxiliaries.
Yeah, issue wasn't the combat resistance stuff. It was shoving my general into the fight, or at least closer to the units that I don't ever want to.
I get the closer to the units, like you are closer to the spears, and there's a limit to how much zombies can get away once they're in. I just think, a charge 3 ranks, you've got a standard in there. That's an extra 5 to the combat res you're adding, and if you're trying to break them anyway, plus you break steadfast on the auxiliaries.
Yeah, I mean, being it on my turn, and as I survived his turn, I was like, well, you know what, Achilles doesn't need it, but at this point, I can.
Sure, because it's your turn coming up next, so I'm guessing you don't do it again.
Well, we'll see.
We'll
see. So this is the end of his turn. Remember?
Yeah, sure. Well, that's what I mean.
I missed a picture of my.
That's why I was asking were the zombies not in line of sight.
Yes, they were, but I chose not to because I thought Killy could take it, and I didn't want to get him close to the spears. That was my genuine thing. Over here, he puts Whistles of Ale on them.
So they're now elves, elf ghouls.
Yeah, and obviously with strength 5 shooters, they get torn up, but not as bad as I thought. Only 8, 9.
Okay.
And I can heal that D6 plus 4, so not the worst. If they can take that. If all he does is shoot me all game, I think I'm all right.
Yeah.
Over here, I take
2
wounds. I think.
You had a wound on them,
so it's a very similar fate as what he did before. So there we go. So let's hope I can do it again.
Yeah.
He turns to face like this because I've got the ghouls there. And he doesn't want a ghoul flank charge, and the ghouls then overrunning into anything silly.
So this will mean the ghouls are still in its flank, but going in a different direction if they succeed.
No,
is that right?
the ghouls will be in its front now and a lot further away from the Obsidian Guard.
Okay, fair enough.
He kills the dogs, obvs, but leaves this for a charge. I do like 8 wounds or something.
Yeah, because this is the guy with the re-rolling successful wounds, or roll again for successful wounds, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's
hunger, true thirst, or whatever it is. Is that right? Crimson Rage.
Crimson Rage, that's correct.
Hey, I know the vampires.
And I do so many to the Obsidian Guards. I'd flitter in between what I want to do, but his auxiliaries are still. They keep passing their leadership 7. I'm like, you know what? Just leave them steadfast. Kill the Obsidian Guard as much as I can, and just hope they fail with 1 point.
Or just get the zombies in, man.
Or just get the zombies.
Move the Necro out last turn and charge them this one.
he passes with the auxiliaries, but fails his straight test with the
Okay,
obsidian guard.
okay, well,
So
that's all right.
and obviously this is going into my turn
Your
next.
5 or your
So
4?
and the auxiliaries definitely don't have a champion.
No, you've killed that guy.
I've definitely killed that one. The reason I know that the obsidian guard do is because he's got a dryad there.
Yeah, sure.
And that
Okay.
is his champion. So
I would love to
don't know why
that duel didn't happen a lot earlier.
Yeah, whether
I mean, not so much now. It's not really much point once that first combat is lost.
Like he was trying to get what's it called, spectral blades off like regularly,
Sure,
and that would have just evaporated him. So that became my auto dispel. Every time we did it, but yeah, they're on less than 25%, so I've got half points, and he needs 5 to rally. So I might get their points, and they're out of the game. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I just need these auxiliaries to break, man.
Tough stuff.
7s in a row, I think it is. So I was like, come on. I moved down here to make that longer, just in case.
Okay.
And onto my turn, I charge.
Yeah.
And kill him. I take 2 wounds, but
that's the quickest combat in history.
I kill him and reform, and basically don't worry about this dark coach anymore.
No, he's done his job.
Just going to be safe.
Yeah. Good old Donny.
The round before, and I got too excited. They do exactly the same. They don't take any wounds on the second round. So they do like 3. Yeah. He runs, and I chase him. And I get out of line of sight of everything.
The only issue, of course, with this, that you keep doing this, is that you're killing him on your turn. So then you have to wait a whole set of turns before you can charge again.
Absolutely correct. However, it is getting out of all the arcs and things. So they're pretty safe. So I've just got to survive. If I survive
pretty safe. The bolt throwers, yeah.
If I survive 1 round of these 3, I only need 1 wound. And I can kill all of them.
Yeah. Well, absolutely, yeah.
Come on. AP 2, Strength 5 versus Res 4. We'll see. Over here, he finally breaks.
Hey, yes, and didn't even need the zombies.
I run off the board, I catch him, and I'm off the board, and I'm safe from his turn. And
I do not know how you've achieved that.
I don't know this. This is he lucked out, but come on, baby.
Yeah.
Really happy with that.
Great.
And this is the state of the board. So my vampire, my shrieking horror, by the way, is very dark coachy. Don't worry about him. He's 29 inches away from the repeater batteries. He's moving over there. He's going behind the hill. Don't worry about him. Same with dark coach as well. Really, I've got my core units versus what he wants to do, and I don't have any chaff, but I do have raised dead potentially, and shenanigans, I guess. I've got to get close to that thing over there, though.
Yes.
And we shall see. Leading on to his turn, and he shoots me off.
Oh, yeah.
1 wound I needed. He does exactly 3. So
sure.
I don't know what the odds are because he's at short range.
What's that? 24 shots hitting on 3s.
24 shots hitting on 3s, winning on 3s, and I've got 3 up. So 24 shots hitting on 3s means 16 wound. Winning on 3s, let's say
16 hit.
Oh yeah, sorry, 16 hit. Let's say 11 wound. It'd be slightly above average. And then 3 ups mean 3 or 4 die. So I think on average he kills me.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Just about. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean they got 2 chariots, they got more than what my mistake should have allowed. So I'm happy enough. But really they should have just survived and not got anything and just stood off.
There you go.
So we'll see. I turn around. So this is part of his shooting, I think, at some point. But basically, I've turned around and I'm trying to run away to keep them safe now.
Yeah.
I don't think I can contest. I don't know. I don't.
Well,
know.
he's got his obsidian guard pushed up as far as they can.
Yeah.
Whilst also getting the objective.
I've got a funny feeling my obsidian card can't take. His obsidian card can take my ghouls. And I don't know. I guess I bottled it really. If I'm honest, I just wanted to keep at the point of my shrieking horror and dark coach being safe. I was just like, you know what, I'll play it safe. I'll get some points.
Okay.
And this is showing that that they're over in the corner. He charges, needs a 10, and fails, and then moves up like so. He's got 1 round to pass a 5-up leadership on his obsidian guard who've run away. So otherwise I get full points, so that'd be cool.
They're not running very fast, are they?
So yeah, and they're not. And he'll have 1 more turn to make a long charge against my ghouls. But my guy's come on, he's pretty safe where he is. Although he does have Evo guy just running around wherever he wants to. So there is that. And my ghouls will be pretty safe. And there's other unit of zombies who now has my Necroid as well.
Yeah, sure.
He gets a D3 Touch of the Reaper off on me, and only does 2 wounds.
Just tickles.
I was so lucky, really, there. And obviously, he keeps full points, which is nice. But yeah, that was.
Assuming he doesn't bolt throw you.
That was lucky.
Well, I guess you put the house in between.
I moved him more than 29 inches, so he couldn't.
Oh, sure. Okay. Kill some zombies with some shooting.
Shoot some zombies. Then I move it here so I'm safe and I get some heals off.
Yeah.
And then I move my guy here, regrow loads, and chaff him. So this is my turn 6 before we turn 5 or his turn as well. So yeah. And this is his
now
turn
they charge,
6.
yeah. Everything goes in.
But obviously, as well, it does mean the auxiliaries are there, so he does win the objective.
Yes, absolutely. You couldn't really prevent that whilst keeping both units of zombies on the board.
Absolutely. And this is the last picture showing... I mean, we do roll it, but he just evaporates those 50.
Well,
50, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 49 zombies, but...
That's nothing.
They just evaporate.
He's got spectral blades on the auxiliaries as well.
He got it. I knew that the zombies would die anyway, so they had Whispers of Veil, and then he got spectral blades off just for kicks and giggles. He rallies with his
half points.
Obsidian Guard as well, which is annoying. But and that's the end of the game, really.
Could Donnie and the Spectral Hunter not have threatened the bolt throwers while everything else was busy?
Issue is he's doing 2 wounds and I can't raise anything. It could, but I
guess the Spectral, the horror can't. Not Hunter, horror can't march.
3 of them are there, right? So let's say I go up with both. Marching, even forgetting about the marching.
Well, if you just move up the first time.
I don't have enough because I move up 8 with both because of chariot and I can't march. So I move up once. He targets one of them. Then I move up again. I might have 2 threats or I might have 1. And if I've only got 1, then it's a complete waste of time because that's the second time he does it. So I just decided not to even try it.
And plus, this chariot that survives possibly just turns around and stops your advance full stop. So
and then loads of rounds of shooting, blah blah blah.
Plus some Evo magic, of sorts. Yeah, no, it's fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, really, what I did, I kind of surrendered to tank. once my lord died, I kind of tried to minimise losses everywhere. And let's not forget the Vampire Knights who sort of had lots of last stands. And sort of got me some points.
Yeah. This is our last stand, boys. No, wait. This is our last stand, boys.
We have a chance. Oh, no, we're going to die. Oh, no, we might. But yeah, so it ends up 14-6 to the Dread Elves.
Okay, that's not too bad.
VPs are very similar. If I got the Obsidian Guard, it would have been 10-10 on VPs.
Oh, right. Okay, sure. Yeah.
But I didn't. So it was 11-9 to him, and then he got the objective.
That's not too bad. I thought that was looking a lot worse at one point.
It's not, considering Killy died early on. So at this point with this was a good spot for me, and the spot that I kind of retreated from.
You did.
So I've got Donnie Dark Coach on the left, killed his Gorgons, and safe. Shrieking Horror at the bottom of the hill. If he moves to the left, he's safe.
Yeah.
The ghouls pointing that way, I end up turning around, marching them back, they're safe.
Yeah.
Killicanis's brother on the right has caught the auxiliary, he's gone off the board. My plan is to get him safe. Now, I could do some things. I could force the issue and go for the win here.
Well, you could put your other Vampire Lord into the flank of his auxiliaries. Because not only does that threaten the auxiliaries...
Well, remember, he comes on one turn. So if
you're off the turn. You're off the board, are you?
If I didn't pursue...
Right.
So this was another option. If I didn't pursue, I would have left the 7 charge with his spear unit.
Sure.
Which I can take his spear unit.
Yeah, no, however, I didn't realise you're off the board, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Excuse me. I can take a spear unit. However, he's got charge at standard, BSB, 3 ranks...
you can't take the spears. You can't take the spears, definitely not.
And he challenges, and I lose 2 wounds, and I think I die because I
absolutely.
Or he kills me with his shield breaker BSB. Remember, exact.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go off the board. I can't. I don't really have the movement to go any further. But this is my turn 4. I want to say
4. I think. Yeah, you moved twice. You moved twice after this.
So I would potentially be able to clean up the Obsidian Guard or have a go at the auxiliaries later.
I think so. I mean, and doing so, I think you prevent 2 of his units getting to the objective as well.
Yeah. However, he's got Evo magic. And I wanted to say as far away from Evo magic as possible.
There is that.
But I don't have much range either. So I think there's pros and cons to it. I think you're right. I think it's a very viable tactic to carry on. However, I would. I
also don't. You can say I'm right, but I think you're also right because it only takes one not dispelled touch of the Reaper, and your other Lord's down as well, and then he just pushes on you, and you got nothing. So
I mean, I took the. That's what I think. Really, what I'm saying is that I took the safe option from this point.
Sure.
But it meant I was never winning the game. I was just minimising my loss.
Yeah, but I think so. Considering that though, 6 points is fantastic.
Yeah, and against Tanker, and he's certainly.
Forget that. Doesn't matter. If in this stage, it does matter. I'm not, ignoring that. But at this stage, you've called the retreat at your turn 4.
Yeah.
And you've come out with 6 points. That's great. That's a really good fighting draw.
I think so. I think. Look, if I didn't call the retreat, the move would be to go. Aggressive with the ghouls to the point where he's taking long charges with both his chariot and the Obsidian Guard into me. I'm hopefully taking a counter charge with my Shrieking Horror. I could even move the Dark Coach up to behind
the building. Yeah, absolutely.
And also, if he gets a failed charge, go into his rears as well. So he's thinking about that.
So I mean, at this stage, we're going into his turn 4. Is that right? He's about to shoot your knights off.
Yes.
So if Donnie moves, so he's already killed your knights at the end of his 4 before you move.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe you could move the coach forward, knowing he's going to shoot your knights, but that's not the case. He would have already done that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think he's resigned to either killing my knights or losing his repeating bolt throws. I think that's just the dice will tell us what happens there because he can't do anything. If I survive with one guy, it's going to be a champion, so it's my 4 attacks, strength 7 plus a horse, and I will 1-up armor. He's not doing anything to me, so I just win for the next 2 rounds, and I don't think he can do anything there.
No, exactly. In your turn 5, you charge 1 bolt. Throw Oberon to the next one.
Yeah, but as
your 6, you charge the other one.
He should kill me. So if the dice betray him, then he loses 2 bolt throwers. And I get half points. So it's a big. It is a big swing, but more than likely he's going to kill me, and so he forgets about that as a threat. However, if I do put the Shrieking Horror on the hill out of line of sight, I think I can just about do that. The Dark Coach up to the rear. And the ghouls maybe up a little bit. I think that puts a bit of pressure and maybe even...
Yeah, I mean, heaven forbid you use the Shrieking Horror as a thunder stomping monster.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's still killing 3 or 4 obsidian.
He only has a maximum of 4 attacks, right? So,
Plus, and you've got your scream as well as your attacks.
Yeah.
And your stomp.
so
Yeah.
as well as I guess I'm happy to get 6 because I
Yeah, I think
retreated,
so.
but I think there is a viable argument at this point that I could go for a big win.
Yeah, I don't necessarily about a big win, because at the end of the day, he possibly still keeps the objective and his big unit of spears.
Well,
But
if I can get rid of the obsidian guard and I push my ghouls to the left,
true.
then I can draw the objective.
Could your ghouls march though for very long? They can only march once at
They
this
could
point
march
with your
once,
necro.
Yeah.
So if
maybe
he
not.
didn't engage in his turn 5, and
Yeah.
you're relying on your ghouls charging. So
I think it's the riskier play, but it gets me more points.
oh yeah, that's it. And I guess as you won your round 1, you didn't necessarily need to lose 6 points, essentially.
Yeah.
Because that's what you were risking, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah,
no,
I
good thinking though. Good to hear the thought process.
I got 6. I was happy. I mean, very, very close to a 7 as well. If the obsidian guard don't rally, which can happen. Probably could have been a bit more aggressive, as this picture shows, to try and push the game. But there we go.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Go on.
And that leaves me on 19 points after 2, so I'm slightly below.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Slightly below average, and if I can get a decent win in my next one, my last one of the day, we set myself up for the next day.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Excellent. Well, cheers for that, Lucky Sixes. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Give some comments on your thoughts. Would you have pushed?
Yes.
Or would you have done the fighting withdrawal?
The big question.
Yeah, I think so.
And if all the other comments for anything else I could have done throughout the game, very helpful. But should I have pushed? Is the big one. Thanks, Tanker, for the game as well. It was very nice. As it always is. Tanker's a very nice player. Very good, helping you out and stuff like that.
Yeah, helping you place those knights that eliminate.
Right. Yeah, I know your game.
Nearly.
Now. We know your game now. But yeah, so I'm enjoying playing the vampires as well, and I want to see if my lack of range threat really is
2 out of 2.
Thing, yeah.
So how many times did you cast Rod of Battle?
0.
Is that because he died though, or is
no? That was Killy's brother.
Okay, so once so far in the tournament.
Didn't need it, bro.
Okay.
So we'll see. And it's
notes.
arguably whether I've needed it last time, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, you cast it on zombies for Christ's sake.
But yes, so on to the next game, and I've got ID next. Another army. I'm not particularly.
But it's okay because you've got range threat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. And yeah.
Looking forward to it already.
Looking forward to it. Cool. Yeah, lots going on as well. Lots coming up. And yeah, until then though.
Yeah, we'll see you very soon for round 3.
Yeah. See you later.